Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Sayyidina Muhammad alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Before I start my video, I want to present a disclaimer that my presentation is primarily to address Muslim families who are living in Western societies, because this is what I deal with in my practice as a psychotherapy. Though I deal with non-Muslims, but my message is meant to be for the Muslim families living in Western societies and help to enhance the quality of living for their families. Now, we agreed in principles in the last video that there are a few narcissists in a society. The statistics speaks for that. And this could be for two reasons. Primarily, it could be that the criteria for meeting NPD, which is narcissistic personality disorder, is not that easy. So that not so many people are able to fit in that criteria. Or it could be that narcissistic NPD people simply don't admit that they have a problem, and they don't report it, and it's not depicted professionally. Nevertheless, we will be talking in our videos about narcissistic traits which are affecting our life as a family. And one of the traits we'll be discussing today is over controlling trait. This is a very unpleasant personality or trait in a personality that one of the parents could have in their family, which means basically dictating the lifestyle for the children and trying to over control the lifestyle of the spouse. And it makes things intolerable in the family. Basically, the children would not be able to do anything in their life except with the approval of the over controlling parent. The spouse will be having difficulty as they're unable to have the freedom of being themselves in the relationship. And to give an idea of how unhealthy this trait is in a person in the family would be, is to present the condition of most of the third world countries. We came from background where our countries are controlled by dictatorships, and the dictatorships made us feel that without them, we would not be able to survive in our life. And as a result of that, the countries we're living in were set back in technology. Their economy is so poor and weak because simply the dictatorship, who is overprotective and controlling, was making sure throughout the time of ruling to be only maintaining the power and the ability for him or herself to stay in a position of controlling. So any person's voice is unhealthy. They will be silencing everyone. Innovation is not permissible. Creativity is not there. So that's why most of the third world countries will be behind way in technology and advancement in different aspects of living. So you could apply the same principle in the family. Parents who are protective will be also killing the creativity for their own children, will be creating unhealthy atmosphere for the family to prosper and grow, and children would not be able to deal with any novel situation in their life. And now we are about to start a new school year. Most of the children who are grew up in an over controlling environment would be having a challenge to move from one grade to another grade, or from moving from one school to another school, simply because they were not trained to be creative and have the freedom to explore in their life. The over controlling parent would have very limited social contact with people in the community, would be limiting the amount of interaction for their children with the programs that are offered in the masjid or offered in the society, because this will threaten their overprotective domination personality. Now, the same is to be said in their interaction with their spouse. The spouse also would feel that they're overprotective. They have limited their own ability to move and interact in life. They will have limits on to how much they can spend outside home, engaged at work, late work assignments, or engaged with social activities outside. So basically, over controlling parent will be similar to a dictatorship who have been controlling a country and set back the country into the Stone Age. How we can deal with this issue? Simply by explaining to the overprotecting or controlling parent that this style of parenting is unhealthy. It's similar to helicopter parenting style, which would create nothing but permissive children who are always dependent on their parents, and could even lead to the other side, where children become rebellious and they just run away from home. Now, this is one side. Cognitive therapy will be helping to explore that and explaining how dangerous or how unhealthy this parenting style is, or relationship style with the spouse. What is important to keep in mind that most of my observation from the practice is that this is a problem that was actually learned from the same person's childhood in the family or in the environment that this person grew up in. And this is where comes the importance of Islamic psychotherapy, whereby the childhood is explored in a safe environment where the parents would not be blamed for the problems that we have in our life, because unlike the Western perspective, our parents is to be blamed for all the problems we suffer in our life, but rather we try to put things into the right perspective. Yes, our parents might have done something that was not pleasant due to the circumstances that was governing them at that time, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they were bad parents, but rather we need to give them the benefit of the doubt and try to deal with our own problems more realistically and in a professional manner, where we're able to uncode the fault in the thinking and the perceptions we build up from our childhood, so we can have a better understanding of how can we raise our own children. Unless we're able to do that, then the cycle will continue, that overprotecting and over-controlling individuals have come from a similar family background and will pass on this trait to their own children, and the cycle will continue, and unfortunately the suffering will continue. May Allah Azza wa Jal, the Mighty, protect us, protect our children, and help us to be from those who purify their nafs. وَنَفْسٍ وَمَا سَوَّاهَا فَأَلْهَمَهَا فُجُورَهَا وَتَقْوَاهَا قَدْ أَفْلَحَ مَنْ زَكَّاهَا. May Allah make us from them. Allahumma ameen. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Please do leave me your positive comments so we can have an interactive discussion and improve the quality of the videos for the future. Assalamu alaikum.